Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube family? This is Sammy Leggett here representing Team JS. I'm back here again for another movie review. The name of this movie is called Fatale. This is starring Michael, Ealy, and Hilary Swank. Now, Hilary Swank, for all intents and purposes, is a amazing actress. Oscar-winning actress. And Michael, he's played for the past, I want to say 10 years, a very certain, specific, I don't want to say he's been typecast, but he's played specific kind of roles. And most of the time, he's somebody's husband or certain situations where it's kind of like either he's a good guy or he's a bad guy. In this movie, he's kind of both. He's kind of the protagonist and the antagonist, and he's working against himself. Because in this situation, the main character, whose name is Derek, he and his friend go to the bachelor party. And, you know, certain things happen. He's a married man. He goes and does the unthinkable. But that's not where it ends. Because when he gets back home, he feels a certain kind of way towards his wife. And he feels bad about it. And he tries to make up for it. And in the middle of trying to make up for it, he gets, ambushed and almost dies. All to realize that the person that is called from the police that's investigating his situation is the same woman that he cheated with his wife on. Now, just that premise alone, it just sounds like a cookie cutter, one note kind of film. And I kind of was predicting this to be entertaining, but kind of along the same exact lines and the same exact trope. And I was like, oh, this is not gonna be it. I would normally kind of break down sequencing and score. This movie didn't have any of that. This movie didn't have a good camera angle shot. This movie didn't have an amazing score. Most of the time, a lot of the music that was in this was hype, hip hop, and a certain kind of R&B kind of vibe depending on the situation in transition of each scene. It was a lot of just present day, less score than anything else. So I'm not gonna go to that. I'm gonna talk to this movie as though you're trying to figure out, is this a good popcorn film for you, your wife, or you, your husband, to be able to watch and see, to enjoy, and is it worth your time? That's where I'm gonna try to go with this. I'm gonna try to stay away from spoilers, but I will talk around each character because Valerie is the detective played by Hilary Swank. And Michael Ealy's character's name is Derek. You got Mike Colter playing, was it Raph? This is his best friend. And then you got Callie Hawk playing Michael's wife. So the thing about this movie is that the first two acts are actually pretty interesting. Because from the point, like I told you guys, when he goes and gets found out, when everything goes down where he almost gets killed and everything, and the investigator comes and it's Hilary Swank's character, you're like, oh snap, where is this gonna go? But then they do something interesting where they take you to where Hilary Swank's character is at with her life. They show you how she's actually got a bad situation going for herself because something happened, altercation with her and her daughter, and her ex-husband is a sociopath and he's pitting things against her and kind of coming against her, and you're like, oh wow, he's the bad guy, he's not a good guy. On top of that, you find out that everything that's going on with their marriage, I'm talking about Derek and his wife, it's not all cookie and rainbows either. You find out there's some other things going on. You find out with Derek's character, there's some deals that are going on when it comes to his job that may be pivoting things that are putting him against his own family, and he has no idea about it. So it makes for a very interesting, you got these two different other things. It's okay, this is not just going to end the way you're thinking. You're like, oh wow, they're actually going to need each other. This person that he cheated on with is the person he actually going to really need to figure out how he can stay alive. As well as she's got a situation where she can't see her daughter anymore because of this circumstance. And you got this person that she knows has money. It's kind of the issue that I have with this movie is not necessarily the first and second acts. The moment where they are out in the beach, there's a beach sequence that happens, and she's kind of showing him something like, there's a break in the case, I found this out, please don't do anything stupid, but I want you to see this. When that happened, I was like, yo, this right here, if you got a really good writer, you could make this go. Like, you could really go and take this, turn it around, and make it a very interwoven story that could benefit not only both characters, but, you know, Michael Ealy needed a win, and as well as Hilary Swank. Like, this is where you can go and use her as a really talented actress. And I thought that's where they were going with it. I really did. Unfortunately, that's not where the third act goes at all. Like, the third act goes completely off the rails. It goes back and tries to be like, oh, well, we made you think this, but we're going to go right down the same trope. We're going to go psychopath, death, murder, you know, like, it was so a letdown, because I felt like it wasn't going to go down. Like, it was kind of like, not that it tricked me, but it made a very interesting move in the very beginning of the movie in the second act that I was like, this could actually be an interesting thriller. This could actually be something, you know? And instead they didn't. Instead they really kind of forsake that. They made, I want to say Hilary Swank's character, like, not just unbelievable, they made her character, like, I don't even know what's the word for it. Not meaningless, but purposeless. That's really the best thing. And then, as well as Michael Ealy's character, he comes off as, I don't know, a user. That's the only way I can kind of put it, man. Like, it did not. I think that they were kind of like, oh, well, we're gonna wrap this in a nice little bow and kind of end it, but it really did not end well to me. It ended in the worst case scenario to me. Yeah, I just really didn't like the third act at all. I thought it was horrendous. Like, I thought from a written standpoint, it didn't make any sense. From the character standpoint, it didn't make any sense. And I just really disliked the third act so much that I'm going to rest this at a 4 out of 10. I would have given it maybe like a 5 or even a 6 if they would have went the route where they really were going to truly have to think about how this was going to pan out between both parties' circumstance. But instead, they just go down the cookie cutter road, and it just makes it a pointless ride. That's the only way I can kind of put it. So I'm resting this. I think I said a 4 out of 10. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. Was it worth it? Is it worth it? I think the first 2 acts I think are very interesting, worth it. But by the end of it, it just kind of goes down the same trope that was just unnecessary that we've seen countless times. And I think that it could have been done so much better and so much more evenly, and they just wasted it. It was a wasted opportunity to me. And it kind of demeans certain actors in this one that I was kind of like, why did you even do this? Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this review. I'll talk to you guys later on. This was my review for Fatale. Let me know what your thoughts were. Leave it in the comment section below. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell button. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Peace, guys.